Take a deep breath, brother. Let's be real for a second. Nothing cuts deeper than watching the woman you care about slowly pull away. One moment she was warm, smiling, leaning into you. And the next, it feels like she's already halfway out the door. It hurts. It makes you question yourself. You replay conversations in your head, wondering, what did I do wrong? Why did she lose interest? But here's the truth. This isn't the end of your story. It's a wake-up call. And if you handle it with strength and calm, not only can you re-attract her, you can rebuild yourself into the kind of man she can't ignore. Today, I'm going to give you the proven steps to turn this around, but I warn you, it's not about tricks or begging. It's about stepping into a Stoic mindset, where you stop chasing, stop pleading, and start commanding respect. 1. Stop chasing, start breathing. Let's start with the hardest truth. The moment she pulls away, your instincts scream at you to do something, anything, to stop her from slipping out of your hands. You grab your phone, type out a long text, erase it, write it again, send it. You check if she's online. You replay old conversations, searching for hidden meaning. You even convince yourself that if you just try harder, she'll remember how much she liked you before. But here's the thing. The harder you chase, the faster she runs. It's human nature. When someone feels suffocated, they create space. And your chasing is like tightening a rope. It doesn't draw her closer. It makes her desperate to break free. Here's where Stoicism comes in. A Stoic man doesn't cling. He doesn't beg. He doesn't panic when the ground beneath him shifts. He breathes. He pauses. He steps back. And that pause, that space, is exactly what you need right now. Think about fire. If you smother it with too much wood at once, it goes out. But if you give it air, it comes alive again. Your relationship works the same way. Right now, she doesn't need pressure. She needs space. And you need calm. Instead of firing off another message, take a breath. Instead of stalking her social media, take a walk. Silence feels scary at first because it forces you to sit with the discomfort. But silence is powerful. Silence gives you clarity. Silence gives her room to wonder about you again. Right now you're thinking, but what if she forgets me? What if she finds someone else? That's fear talking, and fear never attracts. Strength does. Calm does. Let me give you a quick story. A man I coached once was in the same spot you're in. His girlfriend started pulling back. He panicked, texted her 10 times a day, even showed up at her work once just to bump into her. Guess what? She ran faster. But when he finally listened, when he pulled back, stopped chasing, and poured his focus into his own life, he hit the gym, started working on his business, reconnected with his friends. Suddenly, 2 months later, she texted him. "Hey, I've been thinking about you." Not because of what he said, but because of what he stopped doing. So here's your first proven step. Stop chasing. Start breathing. Let the silence work for you. You don't have to cut her off completely, but you do have to break the pattern of desperation. Don't message her every morning just to keep the thread alive. Don't explain your worth in paragraph after paragraph. Breathe, step back, and trust that what's meant for you will feel drawn to your calm. A man who can sit in stillness, even when it hurts, radiates strength, and strength is attractive. 2. Boundaries build attraction. Let's talk about boundaries because this right here is where most men lose the plot. You want to know why she lost interest? 9 times out of 10, it's because somewhere along the way, you stopped standing on your own ground. You gave in too much. You thought saying yes all the time would make her love you more. You believed that making her the center of your world was proof of commitment. But what it really did was signal to her that you had nothing else going on, nothing else to stand for. A woman might say she wants a man who always agrees, who always prioritizes her, who always bends. But deep down, she doesn't respect that man. Respect is what fuels attraction, not blind devotion. And respect only comes when you have boundaries. Boundaries are simple. They're not about yelling, controlling, or playing games. They're about saying, this is what I stand for, this is how I expect to be treated. And here's the irony. When you hold those boundaries, she actually feels safer. Why? Because deep down, she knows you won't let her walk all over you. She knows you value yourself. And if you value yourself, you're more likely to value her in a healthy way. Picture two men. The first one, his girlfriend says, "I don't feel like seeing you tonight." He immediately cancels his plans, clears his schedule, begs, "Please, can we just meet for a little while?" He's saying without words, "Your time is more important than mine. My needs don't matter." The second man, she says the same thing. He smiles, says, "No problem, I'll catch up with some friends tonight." And he actually does. That second man isn't cold. He's simply holding his boundary. His life doesn't stop because she stepped back. Guess which man she'll respect? Guess which one she'll think twice about losing? I'll give you a personal example. A friend of mine was dating a woman who constantly tested him, cancelling last minute, pushing his patience, seeing how far she could go. At first he gave in every time. She lost interest. When he finally stopped tolerating it, when he calmly said, "Look, I won't rearrange my life last minute anymore. If you want to see me, plan it and stick to it," her attitude flipped. Why? Because he reminded her he wasn't there just to orbit her life. He had his own. Boundaries are the backbone of attraction. Without them, you become invisible. With them, you become magnetic. If she lost interest, I can guarantee at some point you lost your boundaries. So your second proven step is this. Rebuild them. Decide what you stand for. Communicate it without anger, without drama, and then stand on it. A man who respects himself is a man a woman can't help but respect. 3. Shift from scarcity to abundance. Scarcity kills attraction faster than anything else. When she pulls back, your mind goes straight into scarcity mode. You start thinking, she's the only one. If I lose her, I'll never find anyone like her again. That's a lie your fear tells you. And the more you believe it, the more desperate you become. Desperation leaks out in your words, in your body language, in your energy. Women can smell it. And nothing dries up attraction like desperation. The opposite of scarcity is abundance. Now, don't get me wrong, abundance doesn't mean having 10 women on speed dial. It means living from a place of confidence, knowing that your worth doesn't depend on one person's approval. Abundance is saying, yes, I want her in my life, but if she walks away, I'll still be fine, I'll still be valuable, I'll still be me. That shift in mindset changes everything. Think about it like this. Imagine two men walk into a room. One looks around and thinks, I hope somebody likes me here. I hope I don't get rejected. That's scarcity. The other man walks in with calm energy. He knows he brings value. He knows not everyone will like him, and he doesn't care. That's abundance. Which one do you think people gravitate toward? Always the second. When you operate from abundance, you stop clinging. You stop trying to prove your worth. Instead, you live it. And when you live it, she feels it. That's when curiosity creeps back in. She'll notice you're calm. She'll wonder why you're not falling apart without her. That curiosity is powerful. It draws her back toward you without you saying a word. One of the greatest Stoic truths is this: don't tie your happiness to what you can't control. You can't control her feelings, her decisions, her interest. You can only control your mindset. Abundance is about trusting that if she doesn't choose you, someone else will. Or maybe no one will for a while, and that's fine too, because your life is still full. Full of growth, full of purpose, full of energy. So your third proven step, move from scarcity to abundance. The moment you stop believing she's the only one, you regain your power. And funny enough, that's often when she realizes she doesn't want to lose you. 4. Silence. Over-obsession. Right now, she lives rent-free in your head. You wake up thinking of her. You check your phone every hour, hoping for her name to pop up. You fall asleep replaying old conversations. You're obsessed. And obsession feels like love. But it isn't. It's fear. It's attachment. It's addiction. And it never brings her back. Here's why. Obsession makes you blind. It makes you miss reality. You're not missing her. You're missing the idea of her, the version of her that made you feel alive at the start. But clinging to that fantasy only keeps you stuck. The cure? Silence. Not just external silence, like holding back texts or calls, but internal silence. Quieting the storm inside your head. Instead of filling every empty moment with her memory, start filling it with yourself. Read, train, work, create. Spend time with people who actually want to be around you. Every time you resist the urge to obsess, you take back a little power. A friend of mine once told me, the day I stopped thinking about her every hour was the day she texted me again. And it's true. When you break the cycle of obsession, you free up energy. You stop sending out that needy frequency she can feel even from a distance. Instead, you radiate calm. And calm is magnetic. Silence doesn't mean ignoring her forever. It means no longer letting her control your head. If she texts, you can reply calmly, briefly. But don't spend all night analyzing every word. Don't let her absence consume you. Use silence to rebuild your center. Remember this, women aren't drawn to men who obsess. They're drawn to men who are grounded, men who can let go, men who don't collapse when things get uncertain. Your fourth proven step is silence over obsession. Let her wonder what's on your mind. Let her feel the absence of your constant attention. And most importantly, let yourself breathe without her shadow in every corner of your thoughts. 5. Rebuild the man she first noticed. Think back to when she first noticed you. What version of you was she drawn to? Was it the confident, passionate, energetic man who had goals, hobbies, and a spark in his eyes? Or was it the version of you who slowly slipped into routine, who stopped growing, who put her above everything else? Attraction fades when growth stops. Period. If you want to re-attract her, you have to rebuild yourself, not by becoming someone fake, not by copying what you think she wants, but by returning to the man you actually were when she first felt pulled toward you. The man who had purpose, the man who had drive, the man who didn't need her to validate him because he was already building his own path. This doesn't mean hitting the gym just to post thirst traps or picking up hobbies you don't care about just to show off. It means genuinely investing in yourself. Train your body because you respect it. Grow your career because you take pride in your future. Spend time with friends because connection matters. Chase passions because they light you up. When you start moving again, people notice. Energy attracts, and she will notice too. Here's the paradox. The less you make her the center of your life, the more she'll want to be part of it again. A man who sits around waiting for her text is easy to ignore. A man who's out there living fully is impossible to forget. Let me give you an example. One guy I worked with was shattered when his girlfriend left. For months, he did nothing but mope, stalk her online, and replay the breakup. When he finally shifted his focus, joined a boxing gym, started a side business, traveled with friends, everything changed. Not only did she reach back out, but other women started showing interest too. Why? Because he rebuilt himself into the man people naturally gravitate toward. Your fifth proven step is this: rebuild yourself. Don't do it as a trick. Do it because you deserve to be your best version again. If she comes back, she'll find a stronger, more magnetic man than before. If she doesn't, you'll still have won. Either way, you rise. So let's bring it all together. She lost interest, and I know that reality stings. It cuts deeper than you thought it would. But this moment doesn't have to define you. In fact, it can refine you. You now hold two choices in your hands. You can either keep doing what most men do, chasing, pleading, spiraling, or you can take the Stoic path, the stronger path, the path that turns pain into power. Think about the steps we walked through. First, you stopped chasing and learned to breathe. You resisted the urge to smother her with your panic, and instead you gave her and yourself the one thing most men never do: space. That pause is what allows attraction to breathe again. Second, you built boundaries. You decided you're not going to fold just because she pulled away. You realized that respect matters more than blind devotion, and by standing tall, you started to show her and yourself that your value isn't up for negotiation. Third, you shifted from scarcity to abundance. You stopped clinging to the lie that she's the only one, and you embraced the truth that your worth doesn't come from any single woman. That mindset didn't just change how she sees you, it changed how you see yourself. Fourth, you learned the power of silence. You stopped feeding obsession. You quieted your mind, stopped chasing her ghost, and put your energy back where it belonged, into your own life. And silence, my friend, has a way of speaking louder than anything you could say. Fifth, you rebuilt yourself. You returned to the man she first noticed, strong, focused, full of energy and passion. You stopped making her the center of your universe, and instead you built a universe she can't help but want to be part of again. Now, listen closely. Will these steps guarantee she comes back? No, because her choices are not yours to control. And that's the Stoic truth. Control what you can, release what you can't. But here's the beauty. Whether she comes back or not, you win. If she does return, she'll find a man stronger, calmer, and far more magnetic than before. If she doesn't, you'll still be standing taller, living fuller, and walking forward with your head high. Attraction isn't about tricks. It's not about chasing, begging, or manipulating. It's about who you are when the storm hits. And if you walk this path, you won't just re-attract her, you'll re-attract yourself. That version of you that was confident, focused, grounded. That version of you who doesn't crumble when life tests him. That's the man who wins in the long run. So the next time you feel that ache in your chest, that fear of losing her, remember, it's not the end. It's a chance to rebuild, to grow, to step back into your power. She may have lost interest, but you don't have to lose yourself. And the moment you stop losing yourself, that's the moment everything changes. Stay calm, stay focused, stay stoic, and trust me, the results will come instantly in your energy and eventually in how she sees you.